SUVs, sports utility vehicles. You know the drill, too big, too thirsty, and yes, despite ground clearance, they never go off-road. But guess what? People can't get enough of that I'm better than you high-up driving position and the undeniable feeling of luxury.
Whether you love them or loathe them, they are not going anywhere anytime soon. In fact, sales are climbing at a time when other sectors are falling.
And they're unlikely to get any smaller because, well, cars just don't do that anymore. So that's that then.
Or maybe not, because the electric revolution has caught up with these SUVs, and it's about time. In pure petrol or diesel form, SUVs can belch out 25% more pollutants than a regular car. So electric assistance will help boost those less than green credentials. This is the BMW X5 xDrive 45e, the Porsche Cayenne e-hybrid, the Audi Q7 TFSIe, and the Volvo XC90 Recharge T8. They all cost around 70 grand, have permanent four-wheel drive, and all of them can move their 2.2 to 2.8 tonne backsides along on EV power.
Yes, these are all plug-in hybrids, which means any out-of-town driving you do, most certainly the petrol engine is going to kick in. But the sort of urban shuffling these do on a daily basis might just be possible to drive on electricity alone.
So are they a genuine step forward or just a marketing gimmick? And have they sacrificed any of the space, the pace and the comfort just to tick the eco box?
To find out, we'll subject them to 3 tests. And in true deathmatch style, one vehicle will be kicked out of each round if they come up short. Test 1 will examine the genuine EV-only range, with some real-world driving on a set route around Ipswich. Test 2 is practicality, and 3, well, that's a bit more hardcore. We'll get to that soon. But first up, the range testing and the BMW.
So prices for this 45e X5
Yeah.
start at 67,000. We are in the M Sport, so it's 72,000. Under the bonnet, I've got a 3-litre petrol turbo that's got 282 horsepower. But if the next 10 minutes go according to plan, which by you dropping your pen is not a good sign,
I have it.
the electric mode means that we're relying on a 24 kilowatt-hour battery.
Got all that? On paper, the Beamer should be good for up to 54 miles of EV-only driving. That's more than any of our other cars here.
Tell you what, ride's good, isn't it?
It is really good. It has air suspension. So comfy, isn't it? Proper blanket.
So imagine us being in electric mode, everything's now all in its softest.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're on a driving test? Because I've got my clipboard out.
I actually feel quite good that I'm driving around a town with electric only.
Yeah, you're not polluting at all.
I know. It does make me feel slightly smug. I'm really warming to this car. It does feel so much bigger than an original X5.
Yeah.
And I like them big, I like them chunky. Our route has now come full circle. Time for some Year 4 maths.
So give us the numbers then, Vic.
Okay. End mileage is 922.
Our net is 4.4 miles we've travelled. And the end range?
End range is 30 miles.
2.1 miles per kilowatt.
Yeah.
Our slightly fact-packet but still very valid calculations compare actual miles driven to the fall in the car's claimed onboard range. We extrapolate those figures to work out how many miles it would take to empty the EV tank. And in this case, it's 40. Not bad at all. Next, it's the Audi.
So prices start at this at 74, but we've got the black edition, which is a few grand more and a bit more sporty. Do you like Audis? Do you not? I do like them. They're just ever so slightly dull, aren't they? In a nice way.
In a really good way, because they do everything so well. They're
Yeah.
so brilliantly built, and the attention to detail is always lovely, but they just lack a little bit of fire.
So suspension-wise, it definitely feels stiffer.
Yeah.
It's not such a...
It's not as compliant,
No.
therefore comfortable. So how long does this take to charge? The Beamer was 6 hours.
This is a lot better. 2 hours, but it's a smaller battery.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's important in plug-in hybrids
No,
because it's an overnight job, isn't it?
Yeah.
So getting out the BMW into this, I mean, this is lovely, it's luxurious.
Yeah.
Prefer the BMW.
Yeah, I do.
Right, the VBH, we are at the end of our trip, It is saying the end range
Yep.
is 16. So the end mileage is 10,350. Battery consumption is 1.9 miles per kilowatt hour.
Yep. So that gives the Audi a range of just 29 miles. That seems significantly less than the BMW. Volvo's next. So prices start at £76,000
They
base,
start at 76 base.
which makes it the most expensive starting point of our quartet.
I can't believe that.
Yeah. I've got quite a small engine, 2-litre turbo. My battery isn't a whopper, it's 18.8 kilowatt hour battery. But it will do, so Volvo says, 42 miles. Off we go.
So I still can't get my head around, as a base model, that Volvo's more expensive than Porsche, Audi and BMW.
Yeah. This particular model that we're driving, which is called the Ultimate, 82 grand.
It's a lot of brass for a 2-litre engine. What's gone wrong with the world?
I also have air suspension here.
OK. First impressions then?
I really like it.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I like the high up position. I feel much higher up than I do in the Audi. And this is sort of giving me those BMW X5 vibes. What car's made you feel the most smug so far?
Probably this, actually, because I feel I'm really eco-friendly in this car. Right then, Vix, let's have a look at the numbers.
Go. So battery life left, 23 miles.
Miles per kilowatt? It's 1.8, isn't it? Kilowatt hours.
The Volvo is short of the claimed 42 miles. It's actually only 33. Now time for the Porsche.
Prices start at £70,000. It's a 3-litre V6 turbo, kicks out 340 horsepower.
Adding the electric motor, as with the other vehicles here, this car gets a load more power. This time up to a whopping 449 horsepower.
Do you know what? Out of all the cars, this is the best one to drive by a mile.
Yeah. So does this have air suspension? The BMW had it as standard on that model.
This does have it, but it's a tick. It's an option tick, 1,500 quid. I mean, there's 18 grams worth of options on it.
18
Yeah.
grand, so that pushes it up to 90k.
Yeah.
More smug.
I don't feel as smug as I did in the Volvo. No.
Okay, number crunching time.
We've done 4.4 miles.
Perfect.
On the range, we've got 17 left, and it's saying we have the consumption 0.6 kilowatt hours per mile.
And that is a range of just 27 miles. So, which car has the lowest real-world EV range?
Unfortunately, we have to get rid of the Porsche.
Yep, Alvida's own pet.